It's a major jolt to a tacit RSS Roko Abhiyan that Karnataka has become a laboratory for. Remember a series of events from the last few days where RSS events, RSS workers, supporters were identified, marked out, targeted and restricted. And it's that effort that has now been stopped in its tracks by the Karnataka High Court. The Dharwad bench of the court today stayed the Karnataka government's order that mandated private organizations to obtain prior permission before holding activities in government premises. This order was basically seen as being aimed at restricting RSS-related activities by laying out guidelines on how public and government-owned properties could be used. RSS workers cried foul. They said that the state government is doing nothing but carrying out a systematic crackdown on their organization and its activities, even though the state said that this order or anything else was only about maintaining the law, was following the letter of law, was only ensuring that service rules were adhered to. It was not aimed at any one organization or person in particular. Today, though, the court stayed that very order till the 17th of November and called it violative of fundamental rights. The court made it clear that fundamental rights of people cannot be taken away in this fashion by government directives. This simmering government versus RSS fight has gone on for quite some time. Yes, the state said that the RSS is not a target, but look at the chronology. Praveen Kumar KP, a Panchayat Development Officer, was suspended. Why? Because he participated in an RSS centenary event on the 12th of October while wearing an RSS uniform. Then, an RSS route march in Chittapur was stopped mid-October. Why? Because apparently they lacked government permission. And just yesterday, the Karnataka government removed a man from a government trust because he had attended an RSS event. The Congress cried foul, and before he knew it, he was out. Now, with the court putting a spanner in the works of this entire effort, the battle lines are drawn.
ಬೆಂಚ್ ಮುಂದೆ ಧಾರವಾಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೇ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಪೀಲ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ.
ಅದು ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಅಪೀಲ್ ಆಗ್ತೇವೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅದ್ರ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ಜಡ್ಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ಆರ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ಅಪೀಲ್ ಆಗ್ತೇವೆ. ಸ್ಟೇ ಆರ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದಾರಲ್ಲ ಅದ್ರ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ಅಪೀಲ್ ಆಗ್ತೀವಿ.
जुडिशरी है, हम सम्मान करते हैं, इज्जत करते हैं, लेकिन जुडिशरी के अंदर किसी एक विचारधारा के लोगों को नहीं लेना चाहिए. इंडिपेंडेंट विचारधारा के लोगों को लेना चाहिए. लेकिन जो भी हाई कोर्ट का फैसला होगा उसका सम्मान किया जाएगा.
जुलूस निकालना ही निकालो भाई, सभी लोग निकाल सकते, मगर बात यह है कि आपका रजिस्ट्रेशन नहीं, इतना बिल्डिंग कैसा करे? आपका रजिस्ट्रेशन नहीं, इतना पैसा कहां से आया? आपके रजिस्ट्रेशन नहीं, मेंबरशिप का रिकॉर्ड नहीं, ये कहां से आया? ये सब टेक्निकली नहीं है. इस देश के साथ जो गद्दारी कर रही है आरएसएस, उसके बारे में सभी लोग वहां एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन के सामने रखे हैं.
Naturally, it's a big setback for Siddaramaiah government. Priyanka Kharge, from last couple of weeks, was discussing on banning RSS and all these issues. Probably with this High Court judgment, the state government has to shut its mouth. Because of today's judgment, justice has prevailed.
It is a slap on the government of Karnataka. So whoever, the ministers or the MLAs, whoever involved in this, and they wanted to teach a lesson to the RSS, it is a slap on the government and the MLAs and the leaders of the Congress party. Congress should learn from this and they should not disturb anybody like this.
लेकिन मैं मुख्यमंत्री सिद्धरामैया से आग्रह करता हूँ, आप ये सब छोड़ दीजिए, डेवलपमेंट के बारे में सोचिए. ये जो संघ का एक्टिविटी हो या किसी एक्टिविटी हो, वो तो चलते रहने वाला है. आपको कुछ रोकने के लिए होता भी नहीं है. उसको छोड़ दीजिए. अननेसेसरी उसमें दखल अंदाज देना ये तो ठीक नहीं है. इसके लिए मैं माननीय मुख्यमंत्री को आग्रह करता हूँ, आप अपील करने का छोड़ दीजिए. इतना लोग इतना परेशान है कर्नाटक में, रोड के में पूरा पोर्टल पड़े, उसको भराने का काम कीजिए. जैसा बड़ा बड़ा कंपनी गूगल कर्नाटक के लिए आना था, वो छोड़ के अभी आंध्र प्रदेश निकल गया, उसके बारे में सोचिए.
And that brings us to the question on which the buck stops here. Vindication for the RSS and a failure, a giant setback for an effort to try and stop the Sangh. Joining us on the show today, we have GS Prashant, the spokesperson of the BJP, Tushar Gupta, political analyst, Advocate Nikhil Jain, also political analyst. But the first question naturally is to Shatta B. Shivanna, spokesperson of the Congress. It's a setback. Even the court has found that you cannot have fundamental rights of people, even people you don't like, being curbed by the government. Mr. Shivanna.
No, now let's begin with clarity. This is not a judgment. It is an interim order, and interim orders are passed in a routine fashion, often in the absence of the opposite party. So the narrative that the government's decision has been struck down is factually incorrect. And the irony here today is the RSS is celebrating. What are you celebrating? Did the RSS approach the court? No. Can they approach the court? No. Because the RSS is not even a registered legal entity. No registration, no legal existence, no locus. So before celebrating judicial victories, at least enter the legal framework of law.
But Shatta B. Shivanna,
invisible to the Constitution of India. See, the case
Shatta B. Shivanna, you also stopped their march in Chittapur, which actually you have to allow them. That march is happening on the 2nd of November, isn't it?
No, you are talking about two different cases.
Yeah, I'm talking about two very separate cases. Since you said here the RSS wasn't an appellant, two, that this is only a permanent, a temporary stay and it cannot be seen as kind of vindication. I'm quoting you a second example where also you tried to stop a march, but eventually the court gave its go-ahead.
The court hasn't given a go-ahead. The court has directed the state to conduct a peace meeting. The peace meeting was conducted today. The RSS or the representative or whoever he is required to file a fresh representation to the state of Karnataka, and the state of Karnataka will consider it. So there is no go-ahead that has been given by any court. However, the case is alive and the government will defend it point to point because the intent behind the notification is absolutely legitimate. What was the intent? To protect the institution and public assets. That's not politics, that is governance. Every square foot of public property, may it be a park, a playground, a school, a road, it belongs to the people of Karnataka, not to any one organization or not to a single ideology. And to the RSS, I have
So this is not about the RSS at all. This was only about upholding the law. This was not targeting the RSS. It's only a coincidence that you've also got people who have participated in functions wearing an RSS uniform have been suspended by the government, or somebody has been thrown out of a trust. All of this just happens to be a coincidence, is it?
No, it's not a coincidence. I have the government notification in front of me. I don't know if you have a copy of it. If you point out one mention of the word or term RSS, then I will give up. And who is the RSS? Why are we fighting them? We are protecting public
I don't know. You have to answer the question. Why are you fighting them?
We are protecting public institutions. You tell me, what is the role of a political party or its affiliate in a government institution? What business do they have?
Okay, let's open this up. GS Prashant. GS Prashant, who is the RSS? Nobody cares for RSS. Congress doesn't care for RSS. The last thing you want to do is stop the RSS. What are you celebrating? This wasn't about the RSS to begin with.
Padmaja, who is the RSS? Probably had Jawaharlal Nehru been alive, he would have answered that because he was the one who invited RSS for the Republic Day parade in 1963. So therefore, Jawaharlal Nehru would have answered it better for the Congress. Be that as it may. Now coming to it, RSS is a socio-cultural organization. It is not a political entity at all. And moreover, as BJP, we are not spokespersons for the RSS, and RSS will defend itself wherever required. And coming to this anti-constitutional order that the Siddaramaiah government wanted to force on the people of Karnataka, the High Court has shown a mirror to them saying, look, you cannot indulge in these activities and it is violating the Articles 19 and Article 14 of the Constitution.
But Shatta B. Shivanna is saying that this is not about the RSS. This is only to ensure that proper permission is taken. He's saying we are not targeting the RSS. The RSS can march wherever and whenever they want. We only want that proper permission is taken, that the law is not violated, that public order is maintained. That's all we wanted. And the court hasn't stopped us. It has only put an interim stay.
See, Padmaja, See,
Absolutely.
Padmaja, accepting governance in Karnataka, Congress is doing everything else. There is zero governance, zero administration. It is complete administrative anarchy here. Where other states are walking away with investments worth billions of dollars, now here we have a 10th grade pass or 12th grade pass. He himself is not sure about the different affidavits as to talking about banning RSS. Therefore, which way is Karnataka headed towards? The city of Bengaluru is full of potholes and Priyank Kharge is behind RSS. This shows the priorities of the Congress government.
Why
They
are you behind the
not here
RSS?
for governance and
Why is the
administration,
minister after the
but only
RSS?
for
Why
petty
is he talking
politics.
about the banning
This
the
shows
RSS?
the mindset of the Congress.
Shatabi
They
Shivanna,
better
when
wake
there
up
are
and
far
smell the
bigger
coffee
problems
before
before the
it's too
country.
late.
See, I don't think anybody has ever mentioned that we want to ban the RSS. We want to restrict any organization using government and government aided institutions. I have a simple question to the RSS because the BJP is clearly not the spokesperson. With all the money that you have accumulated over the years, with all the land, buildings, and offices that you have built across the country, why do you need government premises? Why do you need public grounds?
Tushar
Why
Gupta.
don't you use your own institutions?
Well, because
you talk about nation building, then
Okay.
start respecting nation's public property. If you fear registration,
Exactly,
don't
it is
preach
public
nationalism.
property. They want to take out a march, Shatabi Shivanna, on public property. It is not the property of any one government, any one party. If they want to take out a route march, they are doing it on public property. It belongs to the
Yes.
public. It belongs as much to that Swayam Sevak who is also paying his or her taxes, and because the
Yes.
organization is taking out a march on public property, not the
Yes.
property of the Congress government or any other government.
Correct, absolutely. Even if the Congress party were to carry out a march, shouldn't we take permission from the law enforcement agencies?
But you
There is a
literally
law.
thought of this,
There is a law.
that you want to bring in a new government order right when the RSS wants permission to carry out a march.
Padmaja,
Are you
just to
actually
add,
saying that this is again a
quick point
coincidence?
here.
The RSS asked
no,
permission for a march and suddenly you bring in a
Padmaja, just
government
to add a
order.
quick point, when
No,
Siddaramaiah
no,
team
you ask for permission, the state will consider and the state will
indulged
answer.
in
Now
the
you please tell
Moody's
me, is it
site
wrong
scam.
for the government
It
to
was
issue a
public
notification
property
ensuring that the
which
public assets
Siddaramaiah
are
wanted
used
to
properly?
gobble up.
Absolutely not. That's administrative discipline. Nothing unconstitutional about the notification at all.
Right. Okay, Tushar Gupta, this is only administrative discipline. Why is this being projected as some kind of vendetta or witch hunt against the RSS?
Administrative discipline. These two words sounded like a time machine to me that took us back in June 1975. But I thank the Congress government of Karnataka. They are giving us a teaser of what Rahul Gandhi's Mohabbat ki Dukaan will look like if ever Congress forms the government in the center. You know, Rahul Gandhi says we must listen to everyone, we must take everyone along. This is how they're going to do it. Padmaja, the premise of this government order is so shallow. Article 19.1, Article 19.1A and Article 19.1B. The order is contradicting the fundamental rights of the people. The Congress spokesperson made an interesting point. How will RSS approach the court? It's not about the RSS approaching the court. It's about the people approaching the court. I might be a citizen of Bengaluru. I might be working with the government, in the government. That doesn't take away my fundamental right to be associated with any social
Absolutely not.
organization,
Why is
be
the
it
RSS
RSS or
celebrating
anything.
was the question.
So your rule
Why
doesn't
was the
really
RSS
apply.
celebrating then?
Also, no, that's not your business. That's not the business of the
No, of
state.
course
Again,
it's my
sir, to
business.
answer your
This
question.
entire
No, it's
show,
not.
this entire debate
No,
is
it's
about
not.
the RSS
No, let me
celebrating.
complete. No, hold on.
You as
You're
a
contradicting
fundamental
yourself.
citizen,
No,
sir,
hold on.
You as a citizen, you approach the court. Who's stopping you?
And they are approaching the court, and the court has told you that you cannot pass
So
an
please
order
do.
like that. You were pulling up an order right now, telling Padmaja that this is not about the RSS. Now, when you're called out, you're saying, why the RSS celebrating? So you need to make up your mind, as in the state government, are you really targeting RSS or are you not targeting RSS? And again, Padmaja, Nikhil is here on a different debate. I was very clear. This will never hold up in court. Even though it's an interim order, the judgment is yet to come. It's a very shallow order. It just cannot pass the fundamental right litmus test. It's that simple. And again, the Karnataka government is saying social organizations cannot, assemble or cannot use public property. Where does the buck stop? Tomorrow, if a government officer is reading a newspaper that may not align with the state government party's political ideology, will that officer be suspended? If a government officer goes on and watches a movie that is critical of the current party running the state government, will they suspend that officer? Where do you draw the line? Today it's social organizations, tomorrow it will be media organizations, then it will be academia. There is no line to be drawn here. It's a very ambiguous step that the Karnataka government has taken, and the court has rightfully called it out.
And Nikhil Jain, this is not to be seen in isolation. We can keep going round and quoting technicalities. Again, let me give you an example. We already spoke of a government servant who was removed. Why? Only because he attended a RSS function and he was wearing the RSS uniform. Just yesterday, you have another man. The state government removed RSS activist Dr. Sridhar from the Yashaswini Cooperative Members Health Protection Trust. Why? Because members of the Congress protested and said, oh, listen, he was seen attending an RSS function. He has gifted an ambulance to the RSS. Is this not marking out and going after people because they're not even RSS members? Perhaps there are only RSS supporters. How can this be justified? Isn't this a violation of those people's rights?
So Padmaja, first of all, the rules that a government servant has to abide by, that is the prerogative of the government to make, and pretty much every government in the country has this single standard rule that no government officer can be part of a political organization, cannot be part of a political party, whether it's the Congress, the BJP or any other party. Now my good friend Prashant starts by saying that RSS is a socio-cultural organization.
Please brush up your knowledge, Nikhil Jain.
Prashant, I did not interject you. Prashant, I did not interject you. Prashant, I did not interject you. Padmaja, you'll have to control this. I did not interject him. Let me make my point. I am very clearly quoting what you said. You said that the RSS is a socio-cultural organization. Now that is a lie and that is a propaganda that the RSS and their entire ilk and ecosystem would like to peddle. Fact of the matter is, RSS is a fundamentalist, casteist, misogynist,
you cannot be a member of a political organization. Hold on a second. You see how this goes. You see how... Just a second. Can I please have silence for 10 seconds. Silence from everyone. I just want to point out, I will give you full 2 minutes, but hold on a second. Nikhil Jain, at the outset, I want to point out how arbitrary this is. You say there is a law, nobody can be a member of a political organization. Fine. So the RSS stands up and says, boss, we are not a political organization. Why are you going after us? And he said, we don't believe you. You are a political organization. Hence, we shall ban you, and if there isn't a rule, we will make a rule to ban you. This is arbitrary. And this is motivated. This is not about administrative hygiene.
This is not arbitrary. Padmaja, now... Padmaja, can I now please respond?
Yes, go on.
Without interjections, please. Now anybody can get up and say that I am not this, I am not that. चोर को जब पुलिस पकड़ती है तो चोर भी यही बोलता है मैं चोर नहीं हूँ. Fact of the matter is the RSS is a socio-political organization. It may not be a registered political party. It is actually not a registered anything. It's not a registered organization, registered NGO, registered company, registered political party, but it is a socio-political organization.
I mean, tomorrow somebody can say fact of the matter is so-and-so is guilty of so-and-so crime. It doesn't become the fact of the matter.
Let them prove that in court. No. It is quite really the fact, Padmaja. Let's not pretend to be so dense here. Padmaja, can I please at least make my point?
Yes.
Let's not pretend to be so dense here. All of us know that the RSS is a political organization. They have an active involvement in the affairs of the BJP. Every general secretary organization in every state and in the country of the BJP, which is a registered political party, comes from the RSS on deputation. The Prime Minister and pretty much the entire cabinet which belongs to the BJP are members of the RSS. RSS runs the affiliate organization called the ABVP, Akhil Bharatiya Vidyarthi Parishad, which is a student political wing of the BJP. Let's not try and pretend that the RSS is not a political organization. In fact, I say I don't know why the Congress government is stopping so short of the buck. They should be banned. The RSS should be banned. And why? Because the first time they were banned because of a suspect role in the assassination of Mahatma Gandhi. Sardar Patel banned them and unbanned them only on the condition that this organization is not going to take part in any political activity.
No,
but they have flouted the conditions of that.
Actually, if there was any legal ground, hold on a second, GS Prashant. You're absolutely right, because if there was any legal ground, there would have been a ban, Nikhil Jain. You've hit the nail on the head. because there is no legal ground to bring about a ban, which
there
is
is a
why
legal
this
ground.
cat and mouse is being played. Because you know that you will have a chilling effect on people. You
Exactly.
start going after their livelihoods. You say, oh, acha, you were being seen in a uniform. Naukri le lo. Oh, acha, you went and attended an event. Suspend them.
You are being
Stop
seen
their
in a
pension.
uniform that is
This is what you
inspired by
do.
the Nazi party.
What
Padmaja, I'm
nonsense.
sorry, but
Absolute nonsense.
Padmaja, I'm sorry, but when a government
Absolute
servant
nonsense.
is seen in a uniform that is inspired
Absolute
by a
nonsense.
Nazi party,
Absolute
the
nonsense.
uniform of an organization where
Nikhil
you,
Jain is
Padmaja, you're a
just-
woman, you can't be a part of it. Where I am not a Brahman, so I can never be the chief of it. Where a Dalit is probably
There is
given
there
no
is a
chance. Where a
different
Muslim is
one
never
for
really a
women.
part of it.
Okay,
A woman can't be a
therefore,
part, a
if you
Muslim
do
can't be a
not
part,
have
a
knowledge
non-Brahmin
about it,
cannot be the chief.
keep
That is the
quiet.
kind of
There is
misogynist,
something called a
casteist
Samiti for the
organization,
ladies,
fascist
and
organization
all
that we're
the
talking
women
about.
take
Do
part
you
in that.
really want our government servants to be part of such an organization?
Okay, hold on.
It
a
is
second.
an
First of all,
organization
just to
that
set
goes
the record
against
straight.
the idea
there
of
are,
family.
There are
They think if
hundreds
somebody is
and
married,
hundreds
somebody
of
has kids, that's a
non-Brahmins
problem.
who are members
That's
of the
the kind
RSS.
of organization we're talking
I
about.
seriously suggest you actually go and meet people.
Chief, I
you
said.
will meet women
Chief,
who
I
are
said.
also members.
No,
but
no, no,
anyway,
no,
that's
I
not
said
for
chief.
me. You can discover
I
it
said
on your
chief.
own, or you can
No,
read about
you can't
it.
be.
That's
No,
not for
Padmaja,
me to
you
clarify
can be.
over here.
No,
Finish making your point in the next 20 seconds. Then I will go back
be
to
a
the
primary
other.
member of the RSS. if
Hold
you're
on a
woman.
second. 20
No, I'm
seconds.
sorry.
Go on.
I'm
Finish
sorry.
your point.
Padmaja, let me factually correct you.
Yes.
Women cannot be primary members of the main body of the RSS. They can only be members of the affiliate organization,
Which is?
not the main body
There is
of the
nothing called
RSS.
the main
No
body
woman
and the
can be a
affiliate
member,
body, Mr.
and that's
Nikhil
how
Jain.
misogynist they are.
There
Yes,
is nothing
it is.
called main
Hold on
body
a
and
second, hold
affiliate
on a second.
body.
Let's clarify this.
Rashtriya
Which is
Swayam
this?
Sevak
Can I
Sangh
please
is
have
different.
silence? GS
Rashtriya
Prashant, give me a
Sevika
minute,
Samiti is
please.
different.
Nobody will be heard.
Distinct and
Which is this
independent
affiliate
bodies.
organization that women can be a part of?
There is nothing called
I'll have to look
affiliate.
up
There is
the
a
name.
separate
Just give
thing.
me
Rashtriya
No,
Sevika
Nikhil
Samiti.
Jain.
Sevika
Like
Samiti.
Rashtriya Swayam Sevak
Rashtra
Sangh.
Sevika
There is nothing called
Samiti.
main
Rashtra
part and
Sevika
affiliate part.
Samiti.
So first
Women
of all, hold on a
cannot be
second.
part of the
No
Rashtriya
offense,
Swayam
no
Sevak
offense,
Sangh.
but I will just say that's an extremely silly thing to say simply because you said that we are very dense. You know why? This is as strange an argument as saying that the Indian cricket team is misogynist because women can't be a part of the Indian men's cricket team. There are literally two organizations. Rashtriya Swayam Sevak Sangh,
Are we
Rashtriya
playing
Swayam
cricket
Sevika
here?
Sangh, and then we are
Is the
saying no.
RSS there to play
But
cricket?
women want
No,
to be a part of the
absolutely
Rashtriya
not.
Swayam Sevak Sangh. Otherwise, the RSS is misogynist. Then in that case,
Why
the Indian
do-
men's tennis team is misogynist.
Padmaja,
the
I think
Indian
your
men's
viewers can see
wrestling
the
team is
fallacy in the
misogynist.
argument you're
and
making.
the
I'm
Indian
sorry,
men's
but
cricket
your
team
viewers
is
can very well
misogynist.
see the fallacy in the
You know,
argument.
you started off with a really,
Padmaja, these
really
are not
strange analogy.
sports. These are not sports that you'll have a separate category for men and a separate category for women. This is not a bathroom. This is not a sport. This is
Okay.
a socio-cultural organization or a political organization.
Okay.
There does not have to be two
Okay,
different
GS Prashant,
organizations, one
GS
for women
Prashant
and one for men.
respond. If
And
you have
even indeed, if there is a different organization for women and that's kosher, why is no woman from that organization given a top post in the BJP?
Okay, if you have a problematic organization, why would you allow them a march? Why would you allow government servants to be members of that organization? It is about propriety. GS Prashant.
No, Padmaja, it is not a. See, first of all, the order which restricted central government employees not to be part of RSS has been withdrawn by the central government. Therefore, every central government employee is entitled to take part in RSS activities, and that particular circular from the central government is very clear. Therefore, it is not Congress or Nikhil Jain or somebody else's prerogative to say who will be given post in the BJP. Why is Congress and its ecosystem worried who will get the top post in the BJP? In BJP, people who work hard for the party get the post and positions, unlike dynast politicians
we
in
have a stake in
Congress
the fact that
and
this
other
is a
parties.
democracy
Whereas,
and political
because in the
parties are to be held
Congress,
accountable.
even the Congress president has to consult the High Command. That is Sonia ji, Rahul ji and Priyanka ji, while having dinner at their house, will decide who the Congress president is or who will be the future CM of Karnataka here. That is not the case in BJP. Therefore, Congress and its ecosystem have to keep quiet. They should not link saying that RSS is doing something or Rashtra Sevika Samiti is doing something and they should be given post in BJP. It is not a case of Priyanka Vadra's son being inducted and given a post in the Congress. It doesn't work that way, Mr. Nikhil Jain. Please
Okay,
understand.
I will let
This is
Satabi Shabana
BJP.
respond to
We
that,
work
but
on
before
certain
that, 30
principles
seconds.
and
Tushar
integral
Gupta.
humanism
What
is
post
core
does
to our
Rehan have in the
ideology.
Congress?
Look, again,
Let's stick to
look,
the Prashant.
again.
What
Tushar
post
Gupta.
does Rehan have in
No,
the
again.
Congress? Can you please tell me
Again,
what
Nikhil
post does
Jain
Rehan
is
have in the
making.
Congress?
Nikhil, I heard you. Nikhil Jain made a lot of points about the RSS being casteist and misogynist. Is the Karnataka state government's order have anything to do with it? No. He said women are not allowed to participate. Does the state government of Karnataka rule have anything to do with that? No. He said RSS has this problem, this can't be achieved, that can't be achieved. Is the order of this Congress state government have anything to do with any of it? Absolutely not. So whatever arguments Nikhil Jain is making, they have nothing to do with the topic being discussed. And here's the interesting part, Padmaja. There are two schools of thought from the Congress supporters here. One is saying this is not about the RSS. The other is saying this is about the RSS. And that proves, even within the Congress, there is ambiguity that why was this rule formed in the first place? And going by what the arguments are being put forward, it is clearly a vision to target the people who are associated with the RSS in any single capacity. Anyone even putting up a WhatsApp status in support of the social work being done by the RSS will be labeled as casteist and misogynist by Nikhil Jain because he doesn't agree with the ideology. So the Congress state government is saying, भैया अगर आप हमारी ideology के साथ नहीं है तो आप हमारे खिलाफ है. Is this how the country is going to be run?
Shatabi Shivanna. And ban them if you can. Ban him.
Can I respond in 10 seconds? Can
Yes,
I respond in
Mr.
10 seconds?
Shivanna. You know, Shatabi Shivanna from the Congress is here. Let him respond.
We are not interested in banning the RSS. Who is the RSS? I have one line for them. You operate in the shadows while claiming a moral high ground. That's not patriotism, sir. That is evasion. You've made your money, you've made your buildings, you've made everything. We're very happy for you. Do your activities in private places.
Shatabi
Why do you need government or government-aided institutions?
Please don't blurt it out like your leader Rahul Gandhi does.
The BJP
Shatabi,
says
you cannot be allowed to peddle lies on national television just because Rahul Gandhi does it every day. It may be Rahul Gandhi's day job to peddle lies. You can't be following his footsteps on national media.
Mr. Prashant, just a second. But you know, Shatabi Shivanna, you've at least said 4 times who is the RSS. Maybe you should ask Priyank Kharge because he talks about the RSS very, very often. He has called it, you know, they are not VIP people. They won't get special privileges. They are people who are doing shady things. And then you come on TV and say, who's the RSS? Nobody cares for the RSS. And if nobody cares for the RSS, let them march. Nobody cares for them. Let them do their route march.
See, today we are talking about a constitutional aspect. We are discussing the cases that were or the orders passed by the Honorable High Court of Karnataka. Once the RSS comes under the legal framework, once they are visible to constitution, then I will address them. Till then, all these political bickering, I don't want to indulge in. Now, what happened in the Karnataka?
But Shatabi Shivanna, like GS Prashant just said, the central government actually now allows RSS members also to be a part of government. That earlier order has been rescinded. So legally also nothing stops you from being in government service if you're a member of the RSS. Just like you could be a part of Seva Dal, the Congress Seva Dal, and yet be in government positions because the Seva Dal technically is also doing social work. Or you could be a card-carrying communist, and it has gone on for years and years in our country, and still be a member of government services. All of that has happened.
Let me answer this. The Congress party officially has 4 frontal organizations. One is the Seva Dal, one is the Mahila Congress, one is the Youth Congress, and the NSUI Student Wing. Can the BJP say the same thing about the RSS? They cannot say it. And in so far as government officers are concerned, the primary rule they have, irrespective of any government order or notification, the primary rule is that once you are in the service, you work and operate without bias. You don't come with the baggage of political ideology. You don't come with political indoctrination.
That's not how it works.
You carry out your duty. You are a slave to the Constitution. You carry out your activities under the framework of law.
How are you assuming that by being members of the RSS, they are naturally going to be biased?
Ideology in the first place.
But this is your insinuation.
It's not us. The question that you must be asking is to the government officer. Why do you want to be associated to any party that is political?
Because that is his right.
BJP, RSS or any ideology. You owe a duty to the citizens of this country. You owe a duty for the growth of this nation. That is the real patriotism that we should talk about. The question must be posed to the government officer.
Tushar Gupta.
I think you are completely
Let
got
me
it wrong.
give you a parallel example.
The central government is very clear stating that central government employees can be part of RSS.
The BJP,
Sir, 1 second.
The BJP
Let me.
notification.
My
The notification that existed since independence, they came and withdrew it.
Okay, Tushar Gupta.
My friend from the Congress, I have a simple question. You said anyone working in the government should be without bias and should be, working towards the government's agenda, which is serving the people. Now, if the government tomorrow decides that an infrastructure project has to be built, can that government officer also be a part of a social organization which advocates against it because of the environmental impacts? Because that often happens. A lot of people working in the government are also with social organizations that cater to environmental impact, that cater against infrastructure. So are you going to ban those individuals also? Are you going to suspend those officers
I don't
also?
understand. Do you understand this?
No, you
They
need
are
to understand.
Administrative officers, they're police officers,
whatever they might
they're
be,
KS
whatever they
rank,
might be,
IAS rank
whatever they might
officers
be,
who have
whatever
crossed
they
the
might be.
threshold. They're not like you
Whatever
and
they
me
might be.
bickering. Their
No,
interest is
again-
in the interest of the nation. Are
Then
you
they
telling
have
me
their
that,
rights.
if
Leave them
there
to
is an
decide what they
infrastructure project,
understand
they will
best.
ban it. In fact, IAS officers and government
One more,
officers must go
point of
against
view.
politicians.
Whether
know,
the Congress
there
is
are
looking at
politicians who are
banning
insisting on a
This-
people
this
of a
Congress-
particular
You know, if we
community
talk
to come
about
out of the
political
vote and
ideology, not
offer prayer.
hold on a second. If we talk about political ideology not mingling with
This
government
Congress
service,
spokesperson
I
is
could go on
confused.
and on and on about very real and recent examples of people who have been in government, even been members of constitutional institutions, and then gone on to become full-time politicians and immediately be made ministers as well. But we will not go down that route. The simple point is, all of these dots, if you were to join, are you seriously saying that there is no pattern that you can see? That there's only one organization about whose activities, about whose marches, about participation in whom people are being stopped from is only one RSS? I'll leave that to you. For the time being, though, this one order has been stayed. We'll see what happens in court in November.